You're right. Let's go.
It's 10 o'clock. Ding, 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 ding,
So are we
ding.
trying to do drunk questions? Welcome to Drunk Questions to our viewers. This is a game that we stole from our favorite YouTuber, and maybe he'll be on the next time we do this. Me and John just spent an hour long emotional conversations. So we're jumping to the booze, and we're gonna lighten this bad boy up.
I'm going to jump off a fucking cliff.
Bro,
What are you doing? Get that bottle out of your mouth, you hoe.
I've been drinking already.
No. I got to cut that shit. I'm going to censor your face, bro.
What do you mean?
You got to cheers.
Oh, should I like remove the like label so we don't get sued?
Do it? You have to?
I don't know. If you walk, oh,
Cheers, dog.
cheers, boy. Our first question. We're starting light. We're starting on a light note.
Oh, wait, hold on. Should I take a shot?
If you want,
Oh, fuck.
James L.
James L. Washington. That's a pretty fire name.
It's for their more urban drinkers. With that shot in your mouth, I ask you: is cereal soup?
Cereal is most certainly soup.
So it's breakfast soup.
It's absolutely breakfast soup. Because they can make a breakfast burrito, breakfast pizza. So first of all, soup can be breakfastized. And I mean, like soup in itself really is just a broth with like things in it. And if you break soup down into its components, it's just a liquid.
It's a liquid with some solids.
There's some solids in it, and it's milk or whatever liquids you prefer to have in your cereal. We don't judge here. Jack Daniels and Apple Jacks, that's okay.
Does that mean hot dogs are sandwiches?
No, they're not. It was a hot dog as a taco. A sandwich is like something that has like 2 slices of bread.
Okay.
So it's open on all sides.
See, that was my angle. But think about this. A Philly cheesesteak where you get a hoagie roll and you just carve out the middle. That's one piece of bread. Is that not a sandwich?
I think it's classified under a hoagie.
Don't do that.
Oh,
Don't do that.
well.
Hoagies, subs, heroes, bullshit.
A hero is not a sandwich?
Yes, it is.
A hero?
No. You know, I'm not looking it up.
Isn't a euro a rap?
No, that's something else.
That's a me don't know hello.
If you're born deaf, what language do you think in?
Oh no.
Do you have to like learn how to read and then see all of your thoughts to like be able to have thoughts?
It'd be weird, right? So that was like one of the things I never understood about like learning another language. So like when I was learning French in high school, I had to think in English. But I'm like, do French people just think in French? Which makes sense. But
what if you don't know any of them because you've never heard them?
But you wouldn't know. So I mean, can they even think?
Can they think is the real? But if you think about it, like, okay, I'm thinking right now about a red fire truck. Like, I don't know. I'm saying these things to myself. I'm not seeing the words "red fire truck" equals a red fire truck.
So you're saying that they would have to like visualize it instead of like
they'd have to. Wouldn't you have to visualize the words to be able to visualize the thoughts, or do you just like skip that part? There's no describing what you're seeing. You just like, I'm gonna ride this red fire truck, so I see myself getting on it. That seems wild. Like I feel like my thoughts are always narrated, and theirs can't be.
You think they have like vivid imaginations and have like crazy dreams? Because like when one of your senses like goes down, your other ones, scientifically at least, like usually go up to make up for that.
if you're born blind, what do your dreams look like?
You don't come like this is
Are
weird
you
to
just
say.
hearing shit and feeling braille?
You would think that like maybe humans come with like a pre-downloaded like set of images that you can like go off
The
of.
starter pack. The
Yeah.
starter pack came with with a couple cars and some grass and a mountain.
But like you have to download the DLC through your eyes to
Yeah.
get the full effect. But you have to
So
think
what do
that
they
like
dream?
I think blind people have dreamt before, but I don't know if they're like if that's people because of course like if you've seen before and then you become blind, that's kind of different. But if you're born blind, I
If
feel
you're
like
born blind.
an imagination can like if you really think about it, that could like having vision and dreaming and stuff like that almost limits like what your mind can imagine. So like if you had nothing to compare it to, your
Uh-huh.
mind based on like touch, smell, like all that stuff, your mind could come up with different things that like someone like us who can see wouldn't be able to dream that. Because my dreams are mostly visual.
So you think you're dreaming via other senses? Do you think two invisible people can see each other? Or is the invisible still invisible to the invisible?
I feel like it
Mm.
should just be invisible to the invisible. Well, if you think if it was good invisibility, you wouldn't be able to see each other. Maybe some shitty invisibility if they're using the same technology.
Where
Maybe.
it's like a haze, you know?
Hmm.
Like in video games when there's like a invisible enemy.
We can see like the distortions around them.
How many chickens would it take to kill an elephant? I would say two well-placed chickens.
Two.
I'll feed you, baby bird. I'll feed you.
Thank you.
So, two well-placed chickens. If you a chicken and you're walking around on an elephant, he's not gonna do nothing. He doesn't care about your presence.
Yeah.
But if you place those chickens, two angry chickens strategically, and they start pecking and they cop an artery,
Oh.
that bad boy's gonna bleed out. These are angry chickens, bro.
I don't know. No, I don't know about that. Angry chickens don't really do much for me. My thought was like, my first thought was probably how much does the chicken weigh?
3 pounds. Yeah, I'll go big chicken. You call it 8 pounds. Big chicken.
So let's say 5. You get 1,000
Okay.
chickens. That's 5,000 pounds. I don't know how much an elephant weighs.
More than that.
A few tons, right?
Yeah.
So let's say 2,000.
hmm
2,000 chickens. 5 pounds. That's what 10,000 pounds.
It's 5 tons.
Like put them all together and drop that on an elephant. And just
I don't think chickens are
fucking
smart enough to come up
crush
with that tactic, though. You take that chicken and you just fucking beat the elephant with it. But that's not the question here. Yeah, basically. You got bones and shit. You stick it in its eye,
chicken
put
bone.
it down its throat.
You can break a chicken bone.
They're brittle, but they'll chafe down the guy's throat. He'll die.
Mm.
That's why you can't give dogs chicken bones, everybody. Chicken or pork, don't feed your dog. You'll kill him.
Mm-mm.
So I say two well-placed chickens. This is how many chickens have to pull up on an elephant to take this man down.
At least 1,000.
Two.
2,000?
Two chickens.
No.
Well placed.
First of all, chickens.
These are
won't-
smart chickens, bro.
No, chickens won't have the desire. What are they going to
Those
do
things
with
are
an elephant?
goblins. Those things are goblins. They're gonna wear its tusks, just like people do. Around their necks, around their chicken necks, to scare off people who want them for their McDoubles.
It's going to be like a weird Pokemon crossover. When you got like Pikachu wearing Charmander. How many likes do we have to get on this video for me to stop smoking?
17.
Hell yeah.
If you were arrested with no explanation, what would your friends and family assume you done?
Drugs.
everyone would think I was like some illegal business scheme.
Yeah. For
Like I
you,
was Wolf of Wall Street in it, or I was like selling drugs or something. Everyone would think it'd be something illegal.
well, given past histories, that's both
One day,
pretty accurate for us.
pretty on par with our behaviors.
Which I mean, my track record for getting arrested for drugs is phenomenal, which is 0 times.
0 arrests, all-star champions.
0 arrests, multiple infractions.
Multiple warnings. Next question. Which movie plot changes the most when you change one letter of the title?
Oh, fuck.
I'm thinking Star Wars.
Okay.
Because if you take off the R and the S, I guess. Yeah, no, the R, star. You take off the star, the R and star, and you put an F there, then it's Staff Wars, which is people like throwing bodily fluids at each other, and it's just a whole bunch of nasty. It's probably porn.
Lord of the Rings, bro.
What letter are you changing?
W. Lord of the Wings. And then it's just like a 4-part series on people who like go through wing eating competitions and they compete to be Lord of the Wings.
That answer was way better than mine. Staff, I'm pretty sure is spelled Staph, not Staf, anyways. What is something that's really popular now, but people will look back in 5 years and be embarrassed by it?
Probably Trump.
I was gonna say TikTok.
No, I think TikTok's around to stay. And you know why I say that? Is because, like, what is it? Snapchat just sent out a thing the other day, like 2 days ago, where they're doing like their events thing. And like, so TikTok.
I can't get behind TikTok.
But yo, we send each other so many TikToks.
How close are we gonna let the world get to like just allowing creepy dudes to like flirt with underage children, take off more clothes and shake for me? And there's just 100 million of them doing that for a teenager. How close are we gonna let people get?
Honestly, it is a lot. It's scary.
You think anybody who isn't a fucking weirdo follows Charlie D'Amelio?
No.
No. The answer is no. Nobody does.
I mean, you got to assume that there's some horny teenagers, but like most of the
no one
people
in their
that
right
follow her,
sense of mind follows her for her content.
No. No. Or the other
All
fucking,
pervs.
like they're all like underage. It's weird though, because it's fucking it's a childish app in its core.
But the children are who you gotta impress. Because you think of adults, like most of us aren't sitting here. Most of us aren't sitting here all day just consuming video after video after video, eating ads.
Yeah.
It's all impressionable children who are like, I want to watch someone dance, and that's what ads are for. It's now we can slip like vape ads into half-naked girl videos, and you hook a bunch of kids on cigarettes.
Oh yeah.
And that's how celebrities are born. TikTok is probably here to stay, but it's very obvious, like it's used for creepy reasons.
I mean, the idea itself is good.
No one who puts out good content is famous on TikTok.
Some of the I like
argue with me.
I like
argue
the
with
comedy
me.
stuff on there though.
Me too. None of them are famous. They're famous to you. I don't know them. You've asked somebody, you ask somebody who doesn't use TikTok, who Charlie D'Amelio is, they're like, oh, it's that child who gets naked on the internet. But you ask someone who insert funny person's name here, no one knows the fuck that is, unless you specifically watch them.
That goes back to like Vine too, though, because like I know all of these names from Vine, who are like just funny ass people that nobody knows. Like, if
all the big YouTubers got famous off Vine.
If I say like, oh, Evan Breen or like Alex Ramos, nobody knows who the fuck they are because they were like funny people on Vine, at least to me. And like they have their following, but they're never gonna hit like mainstream funny. The big Viners came over and made their thing, but like you
Mm.
never really saw like small Viners really. There was really only one person that I found. His name was Horizon Eclipse, and he did like commentary format on YouTube. But he
Is
was
this
like
on Vine? Is it on TikTok?
so he was a small Viner, and then he moved onto YouTube after Vine closed. And like his channel isn't that big, but like I think he's funny.
He has more followers than us.
That's true.
So if you were transported 400 years into the past with no clothes or anything else, how would you prove you're from the future?
What time period?
400 years ago, it's 2020 right now. 1620, did America exist yet?
No. America wouldn't exist for another 100 years. I'm assuming there's small colonies at this point. Am I talking about like I'm being transported in the place I was now,
I wouldn't worry too much about the location.
or someone found me? Wouldn't you have to like know a lot about history? I wouldn't be able to
That's
like,
my thing. I'd be like, what year is it? Okay, this is going to happen next.
but then you'd be, unless it's happening like tomorrow. They don't really have calendars and shit like that yet. I don't think. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm sure they know what year it is, right?
Well, they know what year it is, but if you say like, "Hey, this is gonna happen," but that's not for like 2 years. That's like the closest event. I feel like the easier option would just be like, "Hey, someone fucking mugged me. I need some clothes. My name is Geraldo, and I'm vibing."
So you're going to just go with the lies and hope that your life works out there
Yep.
and hope you don't catch a horrible diarrhea death at age 14.
Well, you would also have to if I'm coming from the future, right? I'm
Yeah.
already immune, if not vaccinated, from all these things that they have yet to even encounter. So I'm a god at that point.
Imagine you bring back COVID to 1620.
Oh my god, what if that's what happened?
Someone went back in time with the Black Plague,
Bro, that'd be wild.
killed like a third of the planet.
What that would be the craziest fucking premise for a movie ever. Because like what if like in 20 years the Black Plague comes out? And we would say again, right? But really what happened was that someone acquired time travel and went back in time with the Black Plague and spread it to change future events. But we're living out that timeline right now where that happened.
Here's a similar question. If you were wrongfully put into an asylum, how would you prove to them you're not insane?
There's almost no way. I don't know if you've ever been in like you've never been in an institution, but usually telling them you're not crazy or like nothing's wrong
Make you get
doesn't
this special treatment.
doesn't usually go well.
I read a lot of Batman comics, and the people who go into the asylum never come out.
Never come out, especially not when they're like, "Hey, I don't belong here." You for sure belong there,
I guess I would just behave really well. And like,
right?
if I'm not insane,
Yeah,
I'd be like, okay, like, what do you want me to do?
yeah,
You want me to tell you how I feel and like juggle these balls?
yeah.
I'll do it.
So I feel like the way to get out of that would just be like play along until they let you out, and hopefully you're not in there for something serious.
And am I getting like put in an asylum like today? Right? There was no time travel in this question.
No.
I feel like today, with like, I don't know, I feel like it'd be easier today than it would have in like the 50s.
Well, if you that happened in the 50s, within a week you would probably have a lobotomy. You wouldn't remember your name. No one would have
Yep.
any idea where you were. You'd be like in some like the woods of Massachusetts, just gone to the world without the front half of your brain because someone lobotomized you.
We're at gunpoint and told you would be spared if you could impress them with your dance moves. What dance moves are you going to be pulling out?
Probably go with like playing dead. That's how bad I am at dancing. I would be like, and then I would stop there, right? I would stop there, and I'd let them fucking shoot me right between the eyes, and then I would just, I would already be
Drift off to heaven. I feel like I would pull out the capoeira, bro.
Capoeira.
You know what capoeira is?
I do not.
Capoeira was developed by, I believe it was a Haitian native. I want to say Haitian. I've said it 4 times now. By Haitian natives, where like they used to like just like fight in the streets and stuff for like sport.
Yeah.
But then like when white people showed up and like took over, they were like, "Hey, stop doing that shit and get back to work." So they developed capoeira, which is a system of martial arts that makes it look like you're dancing, where you're kind of like doing a lot of spinny, flippy moves, but you're also actually like kicking and punching throughout the movements. Very dangerous. Capoeira.
Okay.
I don't know capoeira, but that's
I feel like
my go-to.
At gunpoint, you could probably figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Just a little bit of
Gun
like,
out of his hand.
you start doing the wave and you're like,
Uh-huh. Exactly what I would do.
fuck out of here.
He's gonna shoot you, bro. He's gonna shoot you. He says you better dance. So the only choice you have is to dance. You're gonna dance.
You dance your heart, you dance your life away.
No choice.
You could potentially dance your life away.
Here's a weird question. If you die and you find out that everyone gets to choose a 12-foot by 12-foot square to stay in alone for eternity without being able to influence or contact the living world, what 12-foot by 12-foot square would you choose? You just inhabit a space for the rest of eternity.
On the earth?
On the earth, it seems like the question was meant to be.
Okay.
You know what I would say? No doubt, bottom of the ocean. Presumably, I could see my surroundings, or somewhere shallow enough where I could see with light. Let me explain.
Please do.
We're afraid of open water
We are.
because of the scary things we can't see that will eat us.
Yeah.
If I'm trapped in the ocean while I'm dead, it's gorgeous.
Do you know you're dead?
I would imagine you know you're dead.
Okay.
Nothing can hurt you. Those things don't see you because you can't influence the outside world. That was specified.
Yeah.
And when I watch like Finding Nemo or like National Geographic and shit's underwater and you see that coral or like Aquaman books and shit, bro, it's so peaceful. I think I'd sit bottom of the ocean near like a busy reef or something.
Yeah, you would want somewhere beautiful, right? But
A
millions.
rainforest.
No, nay, billions of people have already died. So you got to think that like
Ooh, where are they?
12 by 12, I feel like the world's kind of like already taken over.
You know what's wild though? There's what, 7-8 billion people alive?
Yeah.
If you sardine those motherfuckers together, shoulder to shoulder,
Mhm.
all humans could fit in a space the size of Rhode Island, which is the smallest state.
Okay.
So there's some room to work with.
So what's Rhode Island times 12?
12 Rhode Island, so like half of New York.
Oh, okay. So there's actually a lot of space.
There's lots of space. There's
Okay.
lots of space.
Maybe like the top of Patrick.
But like, you can't encounter things up there. Like nothing's happening. You know, you're in like the girls' locker room at the Y, bro.
Get a walkie-talkie so I can talk back and forth with you.
We're dead, bro.
Ghost walkie-talkies, bro. Don't question me. And then you'll be at the low. You can go to the Mariana Trench with a flashlight.
I'm assuming I can see. Like, why? What would you do on top of Everest?
What the fuck would you do at the bottom of the ocean, my dude?
Watch fish, see amazing things happen. It's gorgeous. It's peaceful.
Yeah, and I could see all those things, but like from
You can't
really
see
high
any of
up.
those
Yes, I
things from
can,
Everest,
dog.
bro. You're looking in the clouds. In one sentence, how would you sum up the internet?
Fucked. It's too big. It's too unregulated. But how could you regulate it? But that's the beauty of it. And this is all one sentence because I'm a fucking idiot and don't know how to use English. So I'm using that to my advantage right now. So this is a run on sentence.
So your answer is it's too big.
It's too big. What we need is like countries of the internet. It needs to be divided up like the planet is right now.
I think it is for many places that aren't the US.
Probably.
I think the internet goes pretty well hand in hand with how the earth is. Like if you're like American, you get a little dash of everything. You get some weird Russian people, you get some Mexicans, you get some Canadian viewpoints, you get a fucking couple German girls getting pissed on in the shower.
Mhm.
You know what you get when you go on the Chinese internet? Did somebody say exclusively Chinese bitches? Internet in one sentence. Overtly sexual while everyone's pretending that the internet's not sexual. The whole internet is just ran by dudes just jerking off at different pages. Does anyone else use the internet? The only people who watch us are. Never mind. What used to be considered trashy that is now classy? Lobsters.
Back tattoos.
In what world are those classy now?
What's classy?
I think where on the canvas you get the tattoo determines the message it sends.
The opposite would be the under the boob tattoo, where those used to be like cool, but now they're the new. Well, the fact that there is a new tramp stamp means that the traditional tramp stamp on like right above your butt on your lower back is no longer considered trashy.
I googled the new tramp stamp. The first 4 or 5 things that came up are under the boob tattoos.
Yep.
How funny is that?
Yeah. That's like the new tramp stamp. So like the fact that there is a new one means nobody cares about the other one because no one gets them anymore. Because you shame that one out of existence, and then the people that are still left with it, assumedly, did better with their lives now that they're not being stereotyped by these terrible tramp stamp tattoos. So they now have made it classy.
Do you think there's anybody that has a tramp stamp above the lower back
Mm.
that was not born in the late 80s, 90s period?
No.
You have to be born within those like 15 years to have a tramp stamp. What would be the worst buy one get one free sale of all time? Anything on Craigslist. So that means you gotta fucking take it twice. Parking tickets.
LASIK.
You sick? You
'Cause
get it
first of
twice, fucks your eyes up.
well, you can either think about it as you get it once, and then what are you going to use the other one for? Because you get both eyes done.
Give it to your dog.
Or you buy LASIK for one eye and then get the other one free. And whoever is willing to do LASIK for one free eye should not be doing LASIK. Just like lawyers who take fucking coupons. You don't need coupons, my dude.
You shouldn't.
Even like the lowest possible standard for that high standard would be like if a dentist offered coupons.
Isn't that what insurance is?
No, but you like well, it'd be coupons that you paid for. It's like that shitty coupon book that people sell every year.
I remember I had to go door to door for our football team. You ever sell any of those?
No. Nobody bought
I
them.
sold a lot of them. If life was a video game, what would the cheat codes be? Now, before you answer, I've thought about this before. And you asked me, Nick, why would you think of this? You know, like the Egyptian walk?
Okay.
Like they were obviously trying to accomplish something with that. People don't just think of that shit, bro.
That is weird. Yeah.
That's the cheat code. Left, right, left, right. What are you trying to unlock? The path to heaven. God mode.
So do you think that like dancing in itself is just like people? You think that one day someone's gonna get the right dance, and then we beat the game?
And then COVID goes away.
Someone's gonna do something, and then everything's gonna like turn bright, and then it'll all be over. We'll all be sitting in a movie theater watching the credits.
We'll all be in our 12-foot squares in heaven.
Yep. 6 feet apart, dog.
What would be the coolest animal to scale up to the size of a horse? Nothing.
I would want to see a horse-sized frog.
Really?
Because they're very docile animals. They hop around. They're not like aggressive, besides like bugs. So I wonder like
Man's got to eat.
well, I wonder if they were that big, if they would like start eating humans or something. What do you think like a hedgehog? Because that would just be like a supercharged. I can't think of the word. The thing with quills. Not a bad word.
Porcupine.
Porcupine. Way spikier and way cuter.
Little things freak me out though. That's the thing. Like I don't like little things. So maybe if making them bigger would make them less gross to me. Maybe I should make bird-sized horses, or other way around.
Yeah.
Like a
Terror.
like a fucking dactyl.
Do you think that would help you? No.
Yeah, I've seen Jurassic Park, man. You don't gotta sell me. I don't.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe like large dogs would be fun, but like I don't need a dog that big.
You think like Great Danes are already that big?
They're like halfway there. I know, it's wild. What was the strangest thing you've seen a stranger doing when you passed them on the street? We were in Ireland.
Oh.
We were driving around. I don't even know what part of the country we were in. But we were driving around, and we stopped to climb around like an old, like the ruins of an old castle on like the side of the road.
Mm.
And then we were walking back to the car, middle of fucking nowhere. Like there was nothing around us. We were getting back to the car, and there was a man across the street from the car just peeing on the street. And we looked at him, and he looked at us, and he went like this. And then we drove away. I think that's the weirdest thing I've ever seen anybody doing on the side of the street.
I fucking remember that shit. Oh, I've seen people like the thing about being in my job. I mean, I'm sure you've seen people do weird stuff at like BJ's. I've been exposed to it for so long that I've just seen so many people just do such weird things. They'll touch anything, smell it, like fucking.
People are so weird.
So weird.
Gen Pop is just not right.
Like it's almost most people want to get into Gen Pop. No, you don't, dog. You don't know what you're asking for. You're like a kid asking for a taser because you think it's gonna be fun. Nah. You're gonna tase yourself once by accident because you want to know how it feels. And then you're never gonna want to have a taser again. You'll be scared of electricity. You'll be dead.
You know what I don't like?
What?
Time zones. Because we got to do this shit before you go to bed. Now I'm drunk at 6, and now I want to go to bed. That means I'm going to go to bed, and I'm going to wake up at 2 in the morning ready for my Thanksgiving. Would you rather know that you're going to die beforehand or die without explanation? I think I'd rather know. I'd live a better life. Like we could all get hit by a bus tomorrow, but if someone's like, you're gonna die April 17th, 2044 in a playing card incident,
What?
surrounded by people you don't know. Like I'd like to know that information because I'd live it right.
Would you make sure that you were on that flight that day?
Like make sure I was in that place.
You don't think you would try and change it?
Nah,
subconsciously.
I think I'd take it as is and live it up until that point.
What if you got to like a day before it was supposed to happen, right? and you have no flights booked. What are you doing? Are you booking a flight?
I didn't write this date, bro. This is fate. Fate will get me there.
Oh, okay. So you're gonna get what, a late minute emergency text from your family because you moved away, right? And now you're living abroad. You're getting a late night text, and you're looking at it, and you're like, "Oh fuck, I gotta fly home, but I'm supposed to die in like 6 hours." So fucking perfect.
Fuck, Mary, kill. Police, firemen, ambulances.
Think I'm marrying a firefighter. Like I have to kill the ambulance, and I'll fuck a cop. An ambulance doesn't necessarily mean that like you're not a doctor. Not to put down people that have that
I
profession,
under no, we understand what you mean. It's not
but
rude.
like you're not gonna save my life. Whereas like a cop and a firefighter have basic knowledge, basic. They can keep me stable if I need to be.
I disagree.
A firefighter saved my fucking life. Okay, don't
I
tell me.
dis I disagree, bro. I disagree, bro.
What would
Let
you
me
do? Let,
obviously marrying an ambulance person, an
ooh,
EMT. Now
Mary.
let me tell you why. You're right. They're not doctors. I go to the doctor once every 5 years. You know what? I constantly need silly medical things and band aids, and I cut myself when I'm cooking dinner. You know what? Ambulances can just keep that shit on. Like they can hold you together with all the small little minor things that you do to yourself on a regular day. They make you feel better. Marrying an EMT, fucking a firefighter, because that's useful. They put out the fires. But you know what? I'm fucking the firefighter, but I'm buying him breakfast. That's a good relationship to upkeep. But guess what?
You're
He has
not.
my number. You know, I'll send him a card on Christmas. Kill the police because they don't do anything. Their roles are literally useless. They're like their jobs are reactive. Like if I killed somebody, the police are going to show up. The person's already dead. What's the point of you? You have no point. There's no point for the police. They can't stop the rape. The rape already happened. Fucking firefighters marrying an EMT. What do you think existed before the universe? I don't believe there was just nothing. Like, what does that mean?
There's another universe.
I read a lot of comic books, and that seems like that's the answer.
Mm. Well, it's either like the universe expanded and then contracted again until it was a singular point, and then that exploded again. And there's just like endless fucking cycle of billions of years. And so yeah, what just happened to Nick? That's what happens with the universe.
It's the universe.